comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. E-double-L. I said so. I keep big bills up in my heart on the dirty like Bledsoe. Ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful. And I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full. I'm in it to win it, I'm all in. I might call you my cuz, young blood, but we ain't kin. You think of jumping, man, you best think again. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go broke for revenge. Had some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge, take the door off your bins, pop up off four of your friends, man, please. This shit ain't cynical, man, on subliminal. I'm physical, financial, and mental to be a general. Hey, the mama claims she want a soldier, not the type be in the tank, but in that Rover. Man, please, I'm in the zone like AIDS full blown. I'm killing it like a blind man reading. I'm feeling it like, oh.
All right. We are back, guys. All right, so I got something drawn up for you guys today. Hope it's not too complicated. I'm gonna try and make it a little bit simple. All right, so the last time we was here, we talked about the flat, the curls, the hook. We didn't talk much about the seam, but we're gonna go over that today. All right. So first thing I want to go over is the different parts of the field. So it's good for the quarterback and also the line to know. All the skilled players should know different parts of the field, defense and on offense. But what I want the takeaway is just knowing what's happening on the field based on the areas of the field. Okay, so what do we have out here? We have this is a 30. This is a 30. No, actually, it's a 20. It's a 20. All right, so we have a 20 because we have two. As you can see, we have two. We have a fullback in the slot, and we have a halfback. All right, let's move the halfback. Let's move him to, it's like I formation, so to speak. All right. I've got the quarterback under center. All right. And so basically, the takeaway again is what I want you to try to get from this is understanding just the different parts of the field. So when you look at the field, you just understand it. And that'll help in the later series that I'm working on. All right, so anyway, let's get started. So again, to the left over here, we have the flat curl. All right, and you also have the same thing on the opposite side. You have the flat and the curl, so I have them in boxes. So the flat is normally about, let's say, the flat is normally 0 to 10 yards out. So it can be 0 yards, it can be 3 yards. Well, not actually zero, but 3 yards, 2 yards, just anywhere between 0 and 13, and hitting that flat, heading towards the sideline. All right. And then after that, you have the seam. The seam is normally when someone identifies the seam. Okay. The seam is normally in between the numbers and the hash marks. So these guys right here. Let's go. These guys right here are hash marks. So the seam is normally between the hash mark and the numbers. All right. That's the seam. So the seam can sometimes the wide receiver can run the seam. Tight end can run the seam. It just really depends on what play they're running. Right now, this is not. I'm not focusing on just running a play right now. What I'm focusing on is just everybody learning the different areas of the field. All right. So the seam itself is roughly 10 yards, right? So I got it drawn to 13, but generally The seam is at least 10 yards, at least. All right. And then you have the fullback right here going into a hook. So the thing about the hook is when the fullback gets there and he goes into the hook, he sits. All right. And that's real important to know if our guys is running and they running they doing sort of like a almost like a comeback, but it's not a comeback, but it's similar, right? So since it's inside, it's more of a curl or hook, hitch, whatever you want to call it. So, but he sits right there. That's the guy. That's the idea is to sit right here. All right. The next box you see, that red box, is what we call the run box. Right. So when a coach is looking at the run box, what he's thinking is how many guys do I see in the run box versus how many guys I have on the line, on the line of scrimmage, right? And in the backfield. Like how much do I have to actually block? So in this case, we have 4 down linemen, so kind of like a 4-3, right? So it's a kind of like a 4-3-4 because we got 4 defensive back, um, 4 defensive linemen, and 3 linebackers, right? So what the coach is looking at is how many guys they filling in the box. Can I run the ball or not? So in this situation, he probably doesn't want to run it, right? Because he has 5 guys on the line, right? Facing off against 4 defensive linemen plus second level, which is after the defensive line, the second level. He has 3 linebackers. So running in that is chaos, right? So he might not want to run in that box if they setting up like this. But what he does want to do is create options for the quarterback to be able to pass the ball, right? And later allow for the field to open up. So in order to do that, the coach has to design the routes in a way that forces the linebackers to either drop into a zone type of technique, all right, or try and play man to man, right? So which would be something like cover 0. So in this case, they have this box tight, so we don't want to run in that run box. And then over here in the blue, all right, there's another hook area, right? Hook area, and then we have another seam, right? So in this hook area, what we have going on, Z, right? Z is running a corner route. Yeah, he's running a corner route. He's running a corner route, right? So he's running up 10 yards, cut back in like he's going to do a deep hook, and then shoot out and hit a corner. Okay. And it's a reason why he's doing it, because the way the field is set up. So right now we know that we got a defensive back that's covering basically the flat, the curl, the flat and the flat, the flat and the curl, right? And they also off the seam about 10 yards, right? Then we have another defensive back right here. We have another defensive back, and he's right there hanging over the hook and the seam, right? We don't know if he's zoning. We don't know if he's going to stay there. We don't know what's happening, right? But what we do know, we can't run, right? We can't run it because the box is just too heavy. But we want to be able to run it later. So when when the coach calls a play, he's looking at this box and how the safeties or defensive backs are set up. In this case, I'm on a whiteboard, so everything is just set up as a defensive back, but they can be a number of things. All right. So anyway, so we have the Z coming out doing a corner, right? And it appears to be like he's going to do a hook also, right? But then he's going to go out another. After that 10, he's going to hit at least 3 to 5 extra yards, All right, and I'm gonna tell you what this is doing. All right, once I explain what you see at the top. So now let's go to the top. All right, I'm gonna get this out of here really quick. Let's get this out of here. Bam and bam. All right, so we got that out. All right, so at the top, right, when you see deep in 1/3. What that's saying is that the field right now is split up into three parts, right? So a deep third. So if I have a safety, let's say one of these guys come back to right, let's just say right here, and let's say this guy comes back to right here, right? And let's say this guy comes to right here, and this guy comes down to right here, right? So what they have going on right now is they have what we're looking at is a deep third. So what is that saying? What does a deep third really mean? A deep third is just saying, hey, they got three safeties back there and they're deep. And they're probably going to stay there. They're probably not dropping down, right? They're probably not dropping down. So what that does, that opens up some play off the seams. Okay. Sorry about the yelling, it's my son. Off the seams. Yep. So off the seams. And that'll just open up some more things if they're in that position. But I'm gonna put those guys back where they were. All right, so we had a guy here. We had a guy here. There we go. We had this guy kind of sitting over here. Yeah. Actually, let's just go back. It should put them back. If I undo it, let's get them back where they were. Bam. Let's see. All right. Yeah, let's get them back where they were. Cool. This guy is down here. Right about there. About 10 yards. He's about 10 yards. All right. There we go. So what's happening? What's going on right here? So though that area is the top areas here are these are called the deep thirds. Whenever there's a safety in each one of those spots or a defensive back in each one of those spots, it's called deep third. Anytime that it's 10 or more, 10 plus yards, all right. Actually, I think it's 13. It's 13 plus yards, right? So if they 13 plus yards away from the line of scrimmage, then it's considered deep, all right, or deep to goal line or deep to zone, all right. So right now they set up in deep thirds. You also have deep quarters, okay, but we talk about that some other time. There's a lot to explain in one sitting. All right, so let's see what's happening. What's happening right now? All right, so we got Y going into a flat, right? So he's basically doing a flat, a speed, arrow, whatever you want to call it, right? Then we have F, the fullback, going into a hook and he's sitting, all right? We have the halfback doing a wheel, right? I'm gonna explain that in just a minute, okay? And then we have Z again going to a corner, and then we have X doing a post. Now X that's doing a post is actually doing a deep post, so he's actually really dangerous because of the type of defense that's set up. All right. But you want to understand is the parts of the field, what it means, right? So the parts of the field in football where this guy, let's see, circle and blue. Here we go. This area right here. Let's see. I don't see it. go back. Let me go back this one. There we go. Hit this one. And then this fill circle. Okay, cool. Oh, sorry. All right, so let's do this. There we go. Good. Alrighty, there we go. And I'm gonna change it another color. I'm gonna change it to red. Right. All right. The reason why I changed it to red is because what I'm looking at right now is this. The post guy is going into what we call in football the void. There's nobody's there. So if they got these guys set up this way, it leaves an open space. So that part of the field is called the void. No, most of the time it's called. You got a couple different voids, but that's mainly the void. So let's void. All right. And that's a dangerous spot for to be open. All right. Especially the way the routes are being run right now. Now, I don't really want to just go over too much about the routes, okay? But what I do want you to understand is what's happening, all right, in this particular play, all right? So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go here and I'm going to have the here, all right? The quarterback is going to go back here. All right. Now, normally with this type of play, right, he can go 5 to 7 step drop, right? Just really kind of depending on what's happening, right? He drops back. All right. Now, once he gets there, he wants to look and see who's open. How does the quarterback see who's open? What technique does he use for the field? There's a few different techniques he used for the field, and I go over those briefly because I don't want to really get too deep into the quarterback progression, but I just kind of give you a hint at it, and we can review it in the next video. But what I really want to focus on is how the response from the defense based on what's happening. All right, so I'm gonna check back, go back to the beginning. All right, so the line starts off. The defensive back sees Y, comes up. He's standing. He might be zoning right now, or yeah, he might be zoning right now with the way it looks. But let's just say what he does is he sees the Y run up and then cut in, right? He has to make that tackle in case he get the ball. So he's coming here. I'm sorry. Let me go back. He's coming here as he's moving. And he's chasing. He's chasing. He's chasing. He's chasing. Chasing. All right. He got lost there. All right. And then we have the fullback coming up here. This linebacker that's here is in the box, right? May engage, right? Get in front of him here. All right. This defensive back that's over the top is probably not going to move because he's trying to see if anything else coming. If anything, he'll help in case that fullback catch the ball and get loose. All right. Now, from there, we have, I'm just going across the board. All right. We have the Z coming up. The defensive back is sitting. All right. And he sees him and he traces him this way. I'm sorry. Give me just. I'm gonna go back one. All right. Bam. Sit in. All right. He gets here and he's chasing this way. All right. This is where the problem comes in for the defense. If in a play is set up this way, this defensive back that's in the seams by the flat, he has to make a decision. All right. He has to make a decision. If he lined up on X, he's chasing X. All right. As a coach, we want these guys to run into each other. All right. Create some confusion. Right. We don't know if it's going to happen, but that's what we want to happen. We want to create some confusion. So he's waiting around, trying to see what's happening. And then he sees this guy running, so he's calling back. So now he has a problem. The problem he has, if that halfback is coming out on the side. All right. So we got this halfback down here that's doing a wheel. So all the flat, which this is not actually a flat, but what we're gonna call it is the underneath coverage, meaning there's no coverage here. It's nobody here. All right. So Grayson normally catches these balls on the outside like this. All right. And that's under coverage. You haven't crossed the scrimmage line yet. But what's happened is Z and X cause both defensive backs or safeties to chase them. Okay. Which opened up the flat, the seam and the flat for the halfback. All right. Over here, because the fullback come up, the defensive back stops to see if, take his away, to see if, if this guy gets the ball, he got to make sure he's ready to make the tackle. Let's say he just sits and he doesn't help because there's enough men down there to help out. These two have to work, but they outnumbered now because it's two of them, but it's three of us in this scenario. So now what's happened, we've cleared the field. We've opened up the field. So the quarterback now has to decide, and this is how he decides. All right. Or this is his progression. All right. So the first thing the quarterback does or should do when he starts is do a soft gaze. Is it? Yeah, I believe it's soft gaze or soft gaze. But he need to do something pre-snap. So pre-snap. Let's talk about the pre-snap. I don't want to get too deep in the pre-snap, but let's go. Pre-snap, right? So before the ball snaps, the quarterback should do so. Let's say Nolan and Liz Kingston, those guys, they have a job. And their job is this. This is their job. Right here. Let me get this triangle. All right. The quarterback's job right now is go back a little. It's your job, Nolan. And who else? Elias, Nolan, and Elias, and Kingston. This is your job. This is what you should be doing before the ball snaps. You should be looking right there. Oh. Yeah, you should be looking right there. Spread that open like this. There we go. our quarterbacks should be looking pre-snap up the center of the field to see what's there. If there's nothing there, it's considered a void. If there's no one directly in the center, it's a void. It's a possibility that somebody can be open right there. Pre-snap. All right. Also doing pre-snap, he has to take a look at how many linebackers are in the box. In case no one is open, he has to run it. Okay. Now, preferably go towards the hash marks as a quarterback and don't go anywhere up the middle. All right, too dangerous for you. All right, you gotta keep safe. Nolan, you gotta be safe. Kingston, you gotta be safe. Liz, you gotta be safe. All right, so no, running in the box is dangerous, but he still want to know how many linebackers because it's really dangerous. All right, so now pre-snap, he looks again. Okay. Now again, what he does pre-snap is he looks. The quarterback looks. Let me get another. Let me get purple. He looks here. He looks here. What's that? 2. All right. 3. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3. He looks here. And then he looks here. Pre-snap. Okay? Pre-snap. Now the ball is snapped. Give me a second. Yeah. The ball is snapped, and the ball is in the quarterback's hand. Again, he has to do a soft gaze. He can't stay there the entire time, but he needs to look straight to field and force the defensive backs to think there's something in the center of the field. But he needs to take a soft look, meaning if you don't want him to read him, but he has to read the move. Are there? He's looking down the center to see, are they moving? Like, are the defensive backs going to the center? Are they in motion after the snap? Are they coming forward? Like, you need to see the motion, right? And what this call in football is a ROM, ROM, read on move. So he's moving and he has to read. Now, how does the progression work? So the first thing the quarterback's going to do in this progression, after the pre-snap scan, which probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. After the pre-snap scan, right? He has to do what's called in football a progression. All right. So the progression is this. He already did a pre-snap scan. All right. He already looked down the center of the field. All right. After the ball snaps, the quarterback looks down the center of the field and he sees that there's no one third cover. So deep one cover. There's no deep 1/3 cover. All the defensive backs or safeties are forward. Right. The box is tight. It's going to be a pass. Okay. Now, after the ball is snapped, again, I use my squiggly line. Actually, I'm not going to use my squiggly line. I'm going to use my green since we're on the go right now. I'm going to use my green and I'm going to use the dotted lines. All right. And my pyramid. Okay. So again, he has to do what is called quarterback sequence, which is just a progression read. So what he does, he looks in this direction. All right. That's the first place the quarterback should be looking. The second place is here. The third place is here. The fourth place is here. The fifth place is here. That's what the quarterback should be doing as he's reading the play. All right. The ball is moving. The ball is moving. Second. All right. The ball is moving. It's moving. It's moving. He's scanning the field. All right. So to his left, there's a defensive back coming up on Y. Y needs to be that's one. He's looking at that. This is all happening quick, right? The fullback is going to the hook. It looks tight. There's a linebacker falling back, and he got somebody over the top. But the fullback's going to sit. Then he looks down the center. Okay, he looks down the center. His guy is not there yet. His guy's not there. All right. His guy's not there. So now he looks to his guy that's hitting the corner. That way. All right. Not there. All right. They not there. But he's sitting, he's looking. Everybody's moving. Now, he has some options. Okay. He has a flat, possibly open. You can get 2 to 3 yards. All right. The hook is covered. All right. The corner, if that Z is beating that defensive back out, right? That Z might be open. That X might be open. Can they beat him with speed? If all of those are tight and he can't get them there, then he has the option to throw to the halfback because now it's open on the flat. Okay? And from the looks of it, the halfback probably can get, let's say, at least 8 to 10 yards, if not a first down. All right. Now, nothing's still. Everybody's moving. So let's draw in some movements from the line. Okay. So the line is falling back because this is pass protection. All right. Pass protection. All right. So they doing their thing. Actually, let me make that a little bit tighter. Hope you guys not getting bored. They got to create this pocket for this quarterback. I don't like the way that looks. Yeah, just kind of ignore me and my, you know. All right. So they create that pocket. All right. Now, let's say the defensive line is coming around here, trying to get in. It's coming around, trying to get in. Right? This guy's head up here, trying to come in. They're both trying to go through a hole. All right. The linebackers are kind of sitting, right? They sitting, but they see that halfback running. So when they see him moving, soon as he moves, he's follow. All right. That guy linebacker in the middle, he's probably gonna try and hit one of these sides. Hopefully tight enough to hold up. All right. This guy's out in space waiting. All right. And in case he catches the ball, he want to be there. All right. So now everybody's moving again. The quarterback has the ball. The line is holding up. He has to find somebody open. He can throw it to the halfback, get a few yards, right? But now he has some options. Z seems to be the best opportunity for our quarterbacks to take. All right. So here we are. And he's going to throw the ball there. And yeah, he's going to throw the ball there. Pass. Save. All right. So let's go through it. Even this out for you guys to see. Remember, the focus right now, guys, is really paying attention to the different areas of the field. I know right now it looks crazy. I just got a lot of things on top of each other. So we got the flat and the curl. We got the seam. All right. We have a hook. We got a X running up the seam into a post, which the reason why it's called a post because it's in line with the goalpost. All right. And then we have this guy that's coming doing a corner. All right. Because he's heading towards the corner, which leaves the flat and the curl open. But we have this linebacker chasing this halfback because you see his halfback moving, right? What this does is give the offensive line an opportunity to clamp down on everyone. They don't have to fight more men than they should because the slot and the wide receivers is creating a lot of movement. So it's giving the quarterback options, and it's also giving him a little bit more time to develop the play. So he falls back five drops. He drop backs for 5. He gets here. All right. Now remember, the play has to develop. All right. The play has to develop. All right. So he's back there scrambling, and now he sees his guy. Sop. And he gets it. So let's play it all the way through. Bam! He hit him. After he hits him, let's see. Let's see now. He's up and out. He up and out. Let's see how that works. I haven't done that yet. Let's go back to where we were. Let's hit play. And let's see what happens. Sa. Okay. It doesn't do anything beyond that. Oh, yeah. All right. And he's gone. And from here now, the defense back is trying to give chase. This defensive back is lost in space, but he sees that he's trying to get chase. And hopefully they do not catch him. All right. So let's get, this is one of the things I like about the software, what you guys will see. You guys are going to love this. All right. So I hit this, and let's rewind it. And let's see, get a good position on the camera. Let's see. Next fixed camera. Let's go next fixed camera. All right, let's go there. I think that'll be good. Yeah, you like that one? All right, so as we see the seam, we see the curl, the seam, the hook, the flats. We see it all. All right, and now the quarterback gets in position, looks up center field. All right, to see what's there. Scans left to right for his progression. The ball snaps. He scans left to right. He sees his opening, and he's going to take it. Let's play it out. Bam. So, and he takes off running upfield. Hopefully a little bit faster than that, and those guys take off running, and they too late to do anything. Too late to do anything. All right. Well, that's going to end the session today, guys. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you don't get a chance to watch the entire thing, I hope you just got a chance to watch enough so you can start understanding how the field is set up and what you should be doing in your position. The next time, I think we'll go over a few more things for the quarterback and just reading the field more. And once you get used to the terminology and things will make more sense to you. I hope you guys have a great day. Can't wait to see you guys playing ball. Can't wait to see you playing ball. Alabama.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. E-double-L, I said so. I keep big bills up in my heart on the dirty like Bledsoe. Ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful. And I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full. I'm in it to win it, I'm all in. I might call you my cuz, young blood, but we ain't kin. You think of jumping, man, you best think again. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go broke for revenge. Had some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge, take the door off your